2024 brought us hell diving for liberty, saving our favourite PlayStation characters in bot form, and of course celebrating 30 years of PlayStation. I also discovered that Lost is 20 years old, what the f***? Now it is mid-January, and I want to sit down and look back at the past year, reflecting on the goals I set, the favourite games I played, and of course, look ahead to 2025. Yes, thank you, voiceover me, appreciate that. Right, hello everyone. It is a cold January morning, a little bit later than I wanted to record this video, as I wanted to record it over Christmas, but I was ill. But I want to look back at 2024. I have a couple of categories. I normally write my notes on paper, but today I have written them in text form, pixel form, computerized it. So we have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 categories to get through. So without ado, let's make a start on category number 1, Game of the Year. Boy, that sounds impressive and exciting. Over the course of 2024, I did play a fair number of games, not all of them new to that year, but out of the ones new to that year, I played a whopping 11 games that were released in 2024. Those were Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, Brothers, Helldivers 2, thank goodness you're here, Cat Quest 3, Exhausted Man, Astrobot, Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster, Life is Strange Double Exposure, and Lego Horizon, which actually equals 10, because I think I counted my title for the section on this in the list. So 10 new games I played this year, but which of them are my 3 favourites? Now, I did like all of them. I guess out of them, my least favourite is probably Lego Horizon and Exhausted Man. I don't know if you really want to count Brothers and Last of Us Part 2, seeing as they were remasters and those games came out before. Last of Us Part 2 I had played before, whereas Brothers I had not. So we're going to start at number 3 on the list. At number 3, I'm going for my 3rd favourite game of the year, Dead Rising Remaster. Although in the same vein, I just said all that and I didn't count that. So whatevs, but I've never played that one before. So I really enjoyed my time playing Dead Rising Remaster. I played Dead Rising 2 back in the day on PS3, but never got round to the first one. I know there's a lot of controversy on this because they changed quite a lot of stuff, but as someone who had not been familiar with the original source package, I just had a good time. It was good video gamey fun, if that makes any sense. Just running around, whacking zombies, just nonsense. Being dressed as Nemesis was one of my favourite things. Like being in cutscenes, I was like, Frank, blah, blah, and I'm like, that was good fun, and a nice platinum to boot. That was a joy to play. Broke up. When did I do that? I did that in October. Broke up some of the more like serious games I'd been playing and some of the like smaller titles. So that's at number 3. But throwing a curveball in here. Whilst that one was my 3rd favourite game I played that was released last year, my actual 3rd favourite game that I played throughout the entirety of the year, regardless of release date, was actually Dredge. I enjoyed a bit of Dredge. It was a nice, chill game. I thought I wasn't going to like it, but I got super into it, especially trying to work out what I wanted to do each day, like how I was going to manage, like when am I going to go to sleep. For the longest time, I never went out at night because I was too afraid of the night, and then someone at work was like, you should go out at night. That's one of the best things. I was like, what? I was playing this game so goody two shoes. I was like, right, it's getting dark. Better drive back and sleep for the morning. I'd hate to be tired. And I was like, la 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 la. So I hadn't seen any of the crazy stuff that was happening apart from a weird fish that would show up now and again. So then I did try and brave it into the night. I loved it. I thought that was such a fun game. So number 2 on my list, it's got to be Helldivers 2. The amount of fun I had playing this game. It's so crazy to think that at the beginning of the year, and if you watched this video last year, which is slightly different. I don't know, did I do this video last year? I don't know. I don't even think I talked about Helldivers 2. On paper, it didn't really seem like the type of game I would want to play or consider playing. Don't really play multiplayer that much anymore. I'm definitely more of a PvE person than a PvP person anyway. So that probably helped Helldivers 2. But it came out, everyone was talking about it, everyone was playing it, and so I got involved, and I had a blast. It was chaotic, it was fun, and it was also not some shooters can be quite difficult, but this one, it was pretty simple. You just pick up your gun and then shoot, and I was definitely not the best person that could ever play this game, not carrying the team over here, old Lucy, but I did my fair share. I knew where my place was. I think it's about the coordination, the teamwork, the communication, going to get them super samples, and then trying to all extract and all the bugs, it's all just happening, and then you escape and the music, the music's so good. So I loved another platinum that I very thoroughly enjoyed, and I am sad that my time with Helldivers is over, because I don't know, I don't really have any reason to play now that there are no trophies to earn. But going up the difficulty, seeing yourselves improving and wanting that challenge was good fun. So yeah, that is number 2. And of course, number 1, I've said it a bunch of times, you know what it is, it's Astrobot. Now, I don't like that there's a lot of people poo-pooing Astrobot's success in the Game of the Year category. And I think those people need to reassess the temperature of their heart, because you might be below dangerous levels of love. Because it was just so happy and so lovely. And it came at a time where especially when I was playing it, I was like very busy with stuff happening at the time. And it was just so nice to come back home and just play something that was pure joy. And Astrobot is, from the first time I played the one that came with the PS5, it just reminded me of being a kid again, like just having fun levels, exploring the world. There's no like hardship in Astrobot. And sometimes I think there's too many games that we're playing. Like, obviously I play a lot of games, but sometimes you can get too down in the weeds of like, man, we're going to play this really depressing storyline, or I'm going to play something that's going to kick your ass. And you're like, it's just nice sometimes to take a step back and be like, remember when we just played games because they were fun? I mean, as kids, you say that like me as a kid, like I did play games because they were fun, but they were also ridiculously hard because maybe they weren't, balanced well enough. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, games in the old days, they're hard as nails because there was no save and stuff like that. But I don't really think I thought about completing games as much back then. I just kind of played them to have a fun time. But now it's like, every game I play, I endeavour to complete it if I can, and platinum it, of course. So this for Astrobot is just nice to just have a chill game, just turn something on. It's not like, I've got to complete this. I mean, yeah, there were some challenge modes, but those I still think were like reasonably, I don't want to say easy, so I don't be like, Lucy over here telling you to get good. I think they were a reasonable challenge without being frustrating to a degree. You know, you feel like you could do it. Like, most people I know got the platinum for Astrobot, so it's like you can do these challenges if you put your mind to it. But yeah, it was just nice, like having a chill, fun game. The music was sweet, Astrobot sweet, having all the PlayStation characters that you're finding. And what I loved is, like, me having played PlayStation since like 2000 or something, most of these characters, I'm like, oh my god, this guy is so cool. But there were things that I didn't know. And then seeing my friend's Kid Forrest, who's 4, he loved getting all the bots. He didn't even know who they were, but he loved it. So it was just for everybody. So Astrobot, a well-deserved Game of the Year, and don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. And if you've not played it, get on it. Number 2 on my list for this video is I want to look back. Maybe I should have done like a PowerPoint presentation. No, don't ever say that. There's enough PowerPoint presentations in life. What I meant to say is maybe I should have at the beginning explained what I was going to go through, but now it's a mystery. You probably look at the timestamps. I want to look at the challenges and goals I set myself for last year, because for some reason I did a crazy amount. So I want to take a look back at those, because I did do a little mini series for 2 of the challenges. And then a couple of them appeared on like a live stream kind of thing. So the first one that I really want to do, which I set myself out for, was to reach the goal of 10,000 trophies. And it felt like a big endeavor at the beginning of the year, because I think I started with about 903 or 4. I was like, am I gonna really be able to do this? I really want to push myself. And I had people telling me, okay, if you want to do it, you've got 3 trophies a day at least. So I took that to heart. Every day I made sure I was playing games that had attainable trophies time-wise to get my 3 in, trying to maximize the amount of time that I had and what games I was playing to really boost it up. So like one of my tactics at the beginning was to play some Jackboxes. So I did Jackbox 10 and Jackbox 3. I was going to potentially do another one, because each of those, whilst they didn't have a platinum, which I didn't really need, I just needed the numbers. They had there was 20 trophies in each of those. So that was like a 40. So I was like, I can rely on those if I need to. Looking at DLC as well, if I also wanted to earn trophies without having to get platinums. So that was like quite crazy. And I can't even believe that I did it in October. So like, what was that? 2 months before my deadline. I don't know, I think I was just on one, just suddenly like just picking games that made sense to reach the goal, games with big trophy outputs, not massive time dumps. I don't know, it's early. I don't know why I'm doing this so early. Why do I always record videos when I look super tired in the morning? I don't know, this is just who I am. Just trying to pick short games whilst playing big games at the same time. So like playing Red Dead Redemption whilst also playing Dredge and Fallout Shelter, that kind of thing. So you've got like little games you can jump into whilst you're playing these big games. I can't even believe I did Red Dead Redemption last year, because that was a big game, and that took way longer than I thought it was. And that's not exactly getting big trophy output either. So yeah, just being on it, planning what I was going to play and what I was going to do, helped me reach that goal. And that was mad. I did play like games I probably wouldn't have played, like Exhausted Man or Thank Goodness You're Here or the Cat Quest. But I'm glad I did, because it did open my mind to playing different types of games that I probably wouldn't have, because I'm like a AAA snob over here. I'm like, Lucy only plays Rockstar and Naughty Dog. And now I'm like, Cat Quest. So it's definitely broadened my horizons to play more games, which I think was a cool, output of the process. I guess when I record these videos early, I don't know, my brain's not woken up quite yet. I'm just like, word salad. So that was goal number 1, achieved, tick, yay me. And I did actually, if I look over here, I'm just going to quickly look at my stats to see how I closed. I want to look at this more in depth later. I'm just curious, like, what did I actually close the year out on? My final trophy number was 1,275 trophies. So that's 275 over my goal. Insane. That won't be happening this year, I can tell you. I'll tell you that much for free, as my dad would say. So goal number 2 for the year, which I kind of sort of made 2 in 1. So it was a 30-year anniversary of PlayStation. The year before I did the Platinum Grand Slam, and this year it was like, so I did in 2023. In 2024 I was like, well, this feels like the real year to do it, the Platinum Grand Slam, because it was 30 years of PlayStation, and I wanted to make videos to go with this plan as well. So I did actually complete the Grand Slam, because I feel like, even though I was behind on the videos, I was like, well, I have to at least get the trophies, the Platinums, because if I didn't do it in the year, I didn't do it in the year, and it was fail. So I did actually manage to do it, and I will slowly be catching up on those videos. So to recap, I got a Platinum PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, PS5, PlayStation Vita, PSP for popular. People were like, Lucy, you gotta get your PSP Platinum. I was like, all right, I'll get it. PSVR and PSVR 2. So that's 9. Oh my God. My fingers don't stretch. Like, what is that about? And that's not even my bad finger. I'm going to have to... That hurts. I'm going to have to work on that. Can you do that? Oh, here we are. I can do this. I'm not sure what's going on. Anyway, I'm glitching out over here. Right. So 9 of those Platinums went to the Platinum Grand Slam. So let's go chronologically... console generation rather than when I actually completed them. First game I did was Metal Gear Solid 1. I really wanted to pick a PS1 game that I hadn't played before. The year before I did Spyro, but I did the remaster, and everyone's like, does that really count? And I was like, I don't know, I make the rules however I want them. So Metal Gear Solid on PS1 was my first one. I'm glad I played it, because it's a game that everyone couldn't believe that I'd never played before, apart from the fact that I had played the demo on a demo disc back in the day, but I just never bought the game, even though I enjoyed the demo. But now I'm here to say, many years on, I did not enjoy the game. I know that's going to be... what can I tell you? I just couldn't get into it. I can respect it for what it is and why people like it, and I think it's one of those nostalgia things. Like, I imagine if I put Vice City in front of somebody who didn't like it, they would probably find that super annoying and clunky and difficult to play and get frustrated with it. And like, how are these missions? Like, stuff like that. So I think it's that kind of thing that if you've not played something like that, it's kind of weird. Like, I found the map difficult to understand. Like, there's the top-down view of running around and the stealth thing. I was just terrible at the game. But I am really proud of myself with that one, that I did push forward and I did get it. So I can say that I have not only the Platinum, but I have played it as well. Although I probably should have said those two sentences the other way round. PS1. PS2, I did Jak and Daxter. Again, another game on PS2 that I'd never played before, and one I'd kind of be like, oh, maybe I should play this at some point, because I played Crash Bandicoot, Uncharted, The Last of Us, for some reason. I just never played Jak and Daxter. So, and the precursor orb, what am I saying? Precursor Legacy, is that what it's called? That one's more of like a traditional platformer. So I think young me would have enjoyed that game, to be quite honest. I was all about the platformers then, so it was weird that I skipped that. The other Jacks apparently are totally different. Whether I'll get to those or not, I'm not sure yet. Have they come to... If they come out with the rewind, maybe, because I heard that some of the checkpointing is weird. I feel like that might have happened, but I don't remember. So... that one, I did enjoy that, actually. It was simple, platformer, collect things, go about your day, nice and simple. It was not much to report on that. I enjoyed it. And so those two ones do have videos to them. Then I went for PS3, which I did Red Dead Redemption. Now, I really wanted to play Red Dead Redemption again. It is one of my favourite games of all time. It's in my top 10. And when the remaster came out, in the back of my head, I was like, I want to play this again at some point, and this felt like a good opportunity to replay a game that I really loved and re-earn all the trophies and stuff. So But it was a lot longer than I thought it was going to take. Rushing it did make me enjoy it less so, but I do still love the game, and not having to do the multiplayer was nice as well, actually. So I felt that was a nice one to have on my my list for PS3. I don't know what else I would have picked, to be quite honest. I mean, how many PS3 games have I not played? I suppose it'd be like Bioshock 2 or something, but I feel like Red Dead is one that holds a close place in my heart, and I'm glad that I got around to that remaster, even though I probably would have played it a bit slower if I had the choice. So then we go to PS4, where I played Resident Evil 7, a game that I was, what's the word? Anxious, I suppose, to play, because I wasn't sure if I was going to like this one. I'm a bit meh on it, but it sort of flowed nicely, actually, because I'd been trying to platinum a Resident Evil game each year. And it just so happened that on the Grand Slam, it fell on the year where I could play the first PS4 Resident Evil game. And this year, I'm looking forward to playing Resident Evil 8, so that'll be good. Yeah, that was actually surprisingly not as bad as some of the other ones platinum-wise. Gameplay-wise, totally different because it's first person. There's like, I didn't realize that the game is like split into two halves. I thought it all took place in the house with the cannibal family, but it didn't. Although I always assumed they were a cannibal family just because I'd always seen that scene of them sitting at the table eating God knows what. I'm not sure if anyone actually eats a human being in that game, to be quite honest. So maybe it was a misrepresentation of what I thought was happening. So yeah, that was a nice one. Didn't take as long as I thought it would. So I like having that one there as my PS4 game. PS5, Astrobot. I'm not going to talk about Astrobot again too much, but that felt like a perfect one as well. Like a new game. It encapsulates the PS5 perfectly. That's my PS5 Platinum. Lovely jubbly. Then we go to our other console. So PSP. I didn't really know what PSP game I wanted to play, so I wanted to pick something simple and easy. So that's why I went for Super Stardust Portable for that, because that was the one that was on PSP. That has a video to it if you want to watch that. That's fine. Yeah. So I was just like, thank God that one's ticked, because everyone kicked my ass when I was like, the year before, I'm not doing no PSP game. And everyone was like, why? Why do you disrespect PSP? So respect given to PSP. Then we went to PS Vita, where I also got, this was giving me a chance to play games that I hadn't played or had, left on the backlog. Severed was the game I picked on PS Vita. It was nice to finally play that, as I remember back when I watched, was it IGN and potentially the beginnings of Kind of Funny? They would talk a lot about Severed because they were big Vita fans on Podcast Beyond. So I was like, oh, I don't know, do I want to play it? That's back when I was an indie snob, so I was kind of like, blah, 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 blah. But now I've mellowed and I'm open to new experiences. So really glad I played that. That was really nice. And it may have been the swan song for my Vita, because I don't know, I'm getting on a plane again next month. I don't know if I'm going to bring my Vita, to be quite honest. I just don't know what there is to play on it. And don't say Marvel Lego Avengers. So I'm over that game. Like, every time I look to boot it up, I'm like, oh, I can't be asked. So that was good. And then I was onto my VR Platinum. So I managed to complete my Astrobot, quintology. I think that's how you say it. Someone told me. Where I've now got Playroom VR as my VR Platinum. The year before, I did the Astrobot rescue mission, and then I didn't really know what else I wanted to play on VR, to be honest. I suppose I could have done like Moss or something, but I found VR makes me a bit sick, so I wanted something a little small. I did want to do all of the quote-unquote Astrobot games, so that was that. And then for PSVR 2, I did play something a little bit more extreme in Call of the Mountain. And I actually enjoyed Call of the Mountain. Like, it was super fun, like doing the bow, and the climbing was good, but it was extreme. Like, you were like, but that's probably up there with, crazy for me to say this, but I mean, I didn't really like it in terms of like the story, and it did go on a little bit long, but as a VR game, I think it was pretty good. Like, Astrobot Rescue Mission is my favorite, if I have a favorite VR game out of the handful I've played. That one was super cool because I really loved platforming in a 3D environment. But this actually felt like, oh wow, we're exploring, we're shooting. I don't know. I just think it was done quite well, and when done in small amounts, it was good. And the assault course, whilst it was hard and annoying, it was kind of looking back, it's that was kind of cool. I completed an assault course in VR. What? So is this the beginning of my VR adventures? Probably not, because it was a pain in the ass to put on and set up, and you have to kind of be in the mood for it as well. And as a glasses wearer, I hate being like, oh, am I going to wear my glasses or look at my contact lenses? Because I don't like the idea of the VR scrape. I don't know if it is doing that or not, but I'm a bit paranoid because you have to pay for these things, all right? I don't like the idea of the things scratching up your glasses potentially, especially, and you always want to try and get it just right, and you're always adjusting it. So it's if I wanted to play it in the morning, it's I've got to go put my contact lenses in and stuff like that. So there's a lot of VR admin. But I did it, everyone. Completed the Grand Slam. Did it by December. Last year, I did mine by the 31st of December because of Ratchet and Clank 2 on PS Vita. But this time, did it. I don't know why. I was just so on it this year. Oh, me. I don't know. I've taken a year off this year from just setting myself crazy challenges. But I don't know. I don't know. I just left fire under my arse and just went for it. And then finally, halfway through the year, kind of ties all together. I was like, you know what? I might as well try and get 30 platinums for 30 years of PlayStation. So I did that too. And you can watch a video about that as well, where I go through each one of them in depth. Sorry if I've reiterated information that I already said in that video. I'm trying to give this a different spin and go through this section kind of quickly. So that was cool. There was also some little other weird challenges I set myself throughout the year, like trying to earn a platinum in the fastest time possible with the exhausted ban, or trying to earn 2 platinums in 1 minute. I went a little insane. So that was 2024. I think that wraps up the goals section. Right, yes, that does lead us on nicely to trophy stats. Do 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 do. That one, for some reason, had a little jingle to it. So I want to look at what, I guess sometimes I would do this before, where I was like, oh, how many trophies did I earn this month? Blah, 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 blah. So first things first. I guess we're just going to jump to True Trophies for this. So join me on True Trophies now. Okay, it's my favourite part. It's time to delve into the stats. So as mentioned earlier, I did get 1,275 trophies last year. I started 33 games. I played 49 games and I completed 36 games. It's probably my best year ever. Look at this graph. So this is doing True Trophy score, and I had my best month ever with October, where I earned like a bunch of, I think I did like 5 platinums or something insane. We'll delve into that month a bit more in depth, but look, even though that October was my best month ever, it's not far behind December, or August, January. Look at all the games. How is my best trophy Call of the Mountain Platinum? I guess what? Oh, it has the most points in the true. That's why. Okay, so they're using their True Trophy rarity. I guess people are starting that game but not finishing it, which makes it more rare. So that's got a better. I guess I'm supposed to say with this VR one as well. Then it's I can see why it's the. Actually, this is really interesting. I'm enjoying going through this list. So then it's the Quarry. I can see why, because it has a billion playthroughs and you might just, give up the hope of the ghost trying to do that. Metal Gear Solid, probably the VR missions. Then it's Helldivers. Wow, Cuphead down here is next. That must be because people who enjoy playing these games, like the Souls games, Cuphead, they're dedicated to their craft, so they're in the platinum. Resident Evil 6, yeah, that's pretty tragic. No, it's not really, but it's just that there's a lot of rubbish. But this list has bad trophies in it, and that's why this is like a notoriously annoying Resident Evil platinum. Hogwarts Legacy. These are all platinums, really. We're just basically going through the platinums of the year again. So that's kind of cool and very interesting. Yeah, they're all platinums because they're all 300 points. Here you see all of the games. Wow. Oh, and now this is what I wanted to pull out here. I had my best streak ever. I don't know why I started doing this, actually. From that 13th of January, I kind of started getting on a streak. It became like one of those things where, you're rolling the ball in Katamari and it's getting bigger and bigger and you don't want to stop. So I was like, I wonder how long I can keep this going for. So I did it for 93 days, 343 trophies. That did really help kickstart me in the year to try and, get as many trophies as possible. Because I didn't want to be playing catch up for my 10,000 goal. So I really wanted to front load it and play the games whilst, January's dull. I've literally got no plans for all my weekends. And now you're thinking well, Lucy, get on it, make those videos. I've still got to clean my house and stuff. So that was kind of cool. The reason it ended, which I had a friend as well who was also doing a similar challenge throughout the year, and they both theirs and my streak ended because we went on holiday. They came over to Europe, I went over there, and time zones messed us up. Whilst I did technically get a trophy on the next day, on April 15th or April 16th, it didn't count because I have an EU account here, so it was over the time zone when I earned it. But c'est la vie, what can you do? So I'm pretty pleased with that. And then I also had a pretty good streak down here at the end of the year. So I wanted to look, actually, if we go back to this, my top streaks are pretty much all in the past. Wow, look at this symmetry. 24, 14, 24, 23, 24. It's not quite symmetry, but Yeah, they're all pretty recent apart from this November 2014 one. I don't know how that's happened, but also say hello if you see yourself. Hello yourself. So those are the stats of the year. I did want to, like I said, delve into, well, I think we looked at October actually when I did my last check-in on this. So let's just go to the stats because I do like the stats that we have here. And we can press all of 2024. And I want to go for trophies 1, I do think. Oh, yes, I do think. So, yeah, 155, 167. And I do think 167 is my best output. Oh, you can't see. But I know it is. I know that's how it was. And then I started the year with, wait, did I? 800. Oh, maybe I was, and then ended it. Well, what do you know? Legend Thriller 5 won 1,275 trophies in 49 games for a total of 73,672 trophy points. I said numbers. So all in all, I'm proud of that. I think it's pretty good year. Has anything here changed? No, still Max Payne 3 is my top game. I don't want that. Games. Resident Evil 6, well, it's just because it's got a lot of trophies, so it equals a lot of points. Best days. Still April 2022. Nothing, well, apart from October. What happened in October 2024? I must be playing a lot of, oh yeah, that's when I was playing the entirety of The Exhausted Man. That'd be, wow. What was happening in April 2022? Oh, that must be an auto pop. The auto pops will happen. That must be in the next. And then I'm looking at August here. Oh, okay, this was the day where I earned 4 platinums in one day. So whilst there's not a lot of trophies, there are a lot of points happening here. So, yeah, kind of cool to see all that go down over there. Oh, this is my, of all the times. Oh, look at this graph. Woo, it's real tailing up here. And I did want to quickly look at my goals because, yeah, it has been done. I want to get rid of this one. I like that this is here. I kind of like this as I've achieved it. Yay me. I did actually achieve that one, even though it says I failed. Oh, look, I'm plateauing here. That's not good. Are there any other stats that I want to peruse while we're here? Do they update? Oh, actually, I know what I need to do. This is the next bit of my admin. I need to go to my to-do list. Or is it to-do list? Oh yeah, here it is, to-do list. I've done it now. Yeah, I did that. Oh, congratulations. Oh, thank you. Bio splattered Resident Evil 7, Call of the Mountain, Astrobot. Why did it not count my Red Dead Redemption? That's weird that it didn't do that. So yeah, I think that's everything in the world of stats that I wanted to look at today. So yeah, lots of stats be statting over here. Before we move on to the next section, I also wanted to call out my favourite trophy of the year. Lucy's favourite trophy of the year. And it was finally overcoming a demon. A trophy that I'd wanted to get for a very long time, but it had eluded me. It was the kid in Super Meat Boy. I banged on about this a lot. Sorry if you've heard this a billion times, but I can't believe I actually did it. I did it on a charity stream. It came up once I hit my donation goal. I think it was like, if people donated 1,000, then I would play Super Meat Boy the Kid. And I did it for 3 hours, if not more. It might actually be 5 hours of just playing this one bit over and over again. I thought I'd never do it, but for some reason I just had the determination that day to get it done. When I got to that, I think I was thinking, I'll give it a bit. And if I get to the 3rd screen, which I doubted, I thought I was going to just fail and be like, oh, guys, I'm going to give up. But when I got to that 3rd screen and things were happening, I couldn't stop. So it just makes me happy that sometimes if I really try, I can still have, the skills to do something, because that was insane. No, I'm not going to platinum Super Meat Boy unless I do another charity stream and it comes up, play this again, because I don't know, is that one of the harder ones? Hang on. We've got to go back to the internet. I need to see something. I need to fact check myself. I better check myself before I wreck myself. Okay, we're on PSN profiles now. There's I don't know what it is, but certain websites are like doing certain things. Super Meat Boy. Okay, here it is. I think what annoyed me about this, am I setting myself up to do something I don't want to do? Now, here we go. Now, this is exactly what I thought. I was like, oh, I've got this trophy and I'm really happy with myself. But it's not even one of these ones up here. I suppose I should do this if I really... Next charity stream, Lucy gets business time. But I don't think I can do this, or this, or this. Like, let's say the kid was like up here somewhere, then maybe I'd feel compelled to do more of this. But maybe it's going to be like a slow... When did I start this game? In 2008. Did I ever release that video? I recorded a video of myself back in that time playing this game for the... I don't think I ever did. I might have footage of it on my old laptop when I tried to record myself doing it. Yeah, I don't think I ever did release that video. Weird. I might have just do a video on the lost archives, lost Ludi XP archives. So I guess, maybe I could do that if I really wanted to. Why? Why do I do this to myself? So yeah, that was my favourite trophy of the year. Woo! So yeah, maybe tackle your favourite trophy this year. I'm being chill this year. It's a chill year, Lucy. You will be chill this year. That's 2024 in the books. It's time to look forward to 2025. What are the games I'm looking forward to next year? And I'm talking like brand new games. So I did look at a website's Game Ranks. Game Ranks is a YouTube. I looked at Game Rant and they had listed all the games. So these are my top ones that are coming up in no particular order. And and some of these don't have release dates yet. So I put in ones that people think around next year but don't know. So Ghost of GOTY, is it coming out next year? I can't remember if they said so or not. I hope so, because I'd like to play it. So that's there. I loved Ghost of Tsushima. Not like as much as I love Uncharted or anything, but I did have a lovely time playing it. So I'm looking forward to playing the sequel. I loved the setting. It was chill. It was nice. And I liked being a samurai and fighting. Like, I liked the idea, like a lot of games is like, oh yeah, I'm going to play stuff. And I was like, no, I want to fight you. Come fight me. I liked that. With honor. So I'm looking forward to playing that. Little Nightmares 3. I'm pretty sure I talked about this last year that I wanted to play. It didn't come out. Looking forward to playing it this year. I do like that series. I want to see where they take it next. The Wolf Among Us, another game that I talked about last year, but it didn't come out. So I'm hoping it'll be out this year, fingers crossed. Indiana Jones and the something that I can't remember. This is one that I wouldn't have said before because originally it wasn't going to be on PlayStation. And whilst I was kind of like intrigued about it, since it's come out on Xbox, people are talking about how much they love it, how good Troy Baker is at doing the voice. So I'm down for this. I am looking forward to this game a lot more than I thought I would. So very excited to check that out when it comes to PlayStation. I want to actually see what the achievements are. Think about what if it's an easy platinum or not. I'm curious about that. But yeah, I was a bit like put off by the fact that it was first person, but seems to be good. So looking forward to when we get to play that. Split Fiction, which is the next game from the developer that makes It Takes Two and A Way Out. Their name escapes me right now. Currently playing through It Takes Two at the moment in anticipation for this. I also played Brothers this past year as well, which is made by them. So yeah, that's on my radar to look forward to. Hell is Us. Again, not sure if that is this year, but that was shown in the last, was it a State of Play? I love that I say all these things I don't even know. Welcome to my channel where I do zero research on anything I'm about to say. But so please, you can correct me in the comments if I'm saying garbage. But yeah, I don't know when that's coming out, and I don't even know much about it, but I thought it looked kind of cool. So maybe more one that I'm going to keep my eye on to see if it's something I'm interested in before I commit to actually playing it. But I don't know, I kind of like the vibes going on there, so we'll see how that goes. But I think as one of the top ones, people are going to slate me for this because I am actually looking forward to Elden Ring Night Rain. Now, I know I haven't even finished Elden Ring, but I think this looks kind of cool. I want to see what old bosses come back because I am a deep nostalgia for the Souls games. Like, I just love Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Bloodborne. Those are my core babies. Like, in my heart, those are the ones that, I think about, I treasure. I don't really think about Dark Souls 3 much. I've not played 2. Sekiro, I'm still making my way through. And then Elden Ring, I've played. I did play a good 50 hours of Elden Ring, but still, there was nothing really in that stood out to me. I think maybe... What is it I like about the Souls games? It's a whole video in itself, but when I think about Bloodborne, I think about Dark Souls and Demon Souls, it's the environments and the bosses that I kind of have the fond memories of. And I think the ones I don't have fond memories of, the ones that don't really have an attachment to any of those things, like I can't really, like, there's probably ones I haven't played in Elden Ring yet, and I do want to get back to it. It's on the list for this year. I don't really have any bosses that I was fascinated by. Like, I was like, I don't know why, but I found some of these bosses in the other games like intriguing, fascinating. I wanted to find out about them. I'd watch those prepare to cry videos because I wanted to know more. I don't really care about Margaret or whatever his name is. Margaret. I couldn't really tell you many of the bosses in Elden Ring because I don't think they really stood out to me. There was like Cat Boss that was in a dungeon and Boatman. Oh yeah, there was the red dog, and there was that woman with her little sweetie babies or whatever. But I don't know. Maybe that's something to that. And then Sekiro, it's all just a bunch of blokes that I have to fight, apart from I had to fight 4 monkeys. Oh my god, why do I have to keep fighting monkeys in that game? Please. So, we'll see. I just want to be like, oh, it's you, Seth the Scareless. Come on, let's fight again. I remember you. Like, do you know what? I want it to be who this is your life of boss fights, you know? It's just like, Lucy, you were listening to Chris Jericho's Talk is Jericho podcast, listening Lights Go Out. And when this guy came into your life and he's like, oh, he's like, oh, it's Seth the Scareless. He's here. Or, no, not the bell gargoyles. Or the man eaters, even worse. Like all these memories. So yeah. I don't care. Am I going to play Elden Ring before I play Night Rain? I'm not sure, but I think that might have just got up to I've said the most about it. It's probably the most I'm excited about it. It's got me all hyped up. I feel awake now. So yeah, those are my games that I'm looking forward to next year, which brings me on to my final topic. Do I have any goals, ambitions, aspirations for 2025? No, not really. Although I am on my way to getting... Okay, I say no. No, I want loose goals. I want to be chill. I want to get back to some... I miss playing RPGs. I miss playing something big and meaty because I'm so busy being like, God, I've got to earn trophies. I've got to get on it. So I need to take a step back. Just go back to playing games because I want to play them, not because I need to play them because I've set myself arbitrary goals to play them. So that's why I'm playing Life is Strange Remastered right now because I just wanted to go back and revisit that world. But... I am very close to reaching Platinum 200. And I do, in my heart of hearts, I've always said it, I've wanted to Platinum Destiny ever since I gave up on the Platinum. So I'm going to try and make a real effort. I don't know how. Am I going to be stuck on 199 for a bit until I sort myself out? I don't even know how I go about doing this. Like, first I've got to buy the Taken King DLC, I guess. And then I've got to find people to help me. Surely it can be doable. I can do this, right? And then that would be like another big wait from, that would be 10 years in the making. I played that game for the first time in 2014. Yeah, so 11 years later, getting the platinum. I'd love that story. And now people are like, should you get crushing it on a track? Like maybe I just try and go back and get trophies that I wanted to get, or play games like, Elden Ring, God of War, Sekiro that I put down. And maybe it's just, doing that, floating around and seeing what happens. But yeah, 200. I made Wimble 100 special by doing Uncharted 4, which is my favorite game of all time. Now 200, rather than picking... I mean, Destiny is my most played game of all time. I put 700 hours into that. No AFK. Like, that was legit gameplay time. That is my life. Not walking around doing something. I was on it. And I want to do something about it. And do you know what's the crazy thing? If I do play it, I don't know how long it's going to take. Those hours are just going to increase. So that's a big goal, I suppose. And that's the only goal that I really have, is just, have fun, play games, explore the backlog, get some trophies that maybe eluded me in the past, and get back into some big RPGs that I can really... I want to sink my teeth into something and get lost in a world again. So, yeah. And am I doing the road to 200? Probably not. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm so behind in all my editing. But that's a conversation for another video. So that wraps up this one. Thank you so much for watching, joining along with my adventures, I guess you could call them. It's kind of cool to see people follow me over the years, or check in with how I'm doing on my progress and stuff. So yeah, thanks for being there. What are your goals for the year, if any? What are your anything that I've been spoke about? Favorite games that you played, whether it was this year or a year before that you played this year? Any challenges you did, or anything you're looking forward to? Do let me know in the comments below, as I'd love to read them and have a conversation about it. So that's it. Until next time, I've got to start editing this video and all the other videos that I said I would do. 2024 in the books, pretty good year. What's in store this year? Fun, hopefully. So better get to it. All right, see you later, guys. Bye. Pretty good. Oh God, I almost lost that. Come on. Yes! 53. Where am I? Oh, yes! Oh, great. You just got to watch my arse the whole time. Answer the call, and I will never do this again.